Today on Fresh Vintage, we're giving our 1998 Honda Accord the PowerStop upgrade it deserves. We're going to swap the front brakes and upgrade them to the rotors you see in my hand, and we got carbon fiber infused ceramic brakes as well. Let's dive in together. We'll show you every step of the way right now. To kick things off, we have ourselves some jack stands and a jack. We normally would be using our quick jack, but we have a friend borrowing it this weekend to work on their car. You can see the wheels are suspended off the ground, and if you haven't seen our quick jack video on our other channel, Fresh Vintage Garage, we'll leave the link for that video in the description of the one you're watching right now. To kick things off here, we have ourselves our Ioban, and we have a Chicago pneumatic, the 19 mil, but nothing fancy there. This thing's pretty solid. If you haven't seen our video on that, we have a video on this and a couple other impacts on our other channel, Fresh Vintage Garage. But nice, decently durable, surprisingly durable. I mean, we've dropped it a few times. It's scuffed, but we'll just go ahead and pop the lug nuts off here. You can see I already have these broke free, and I'm surprised this and the bolt down here on the caliper is they're 17 millimeters. So it was 17 millimeter 3/8 drive socket and a 3/8 drive ratchet, but we have those broke free, and we'll get this out of here, and we're actually going to hang the caliper next. Now these aren't just simple bolts; these are actually like hybrid bolts slash sliders, and this must be the first time I've ever changed the brakes on this thing, because I don't remember this. But what we want to do next is grab our flat blade screwdriver. So we're just going to grab, and all things being equal, this should be pretty easy to get off of here. It may take a little bit of force to pry off. We have an S hook, and 99 times out of 100, you can find something, the coil spring or whatever, to hang this on inside here. And then just slowly wiggle this off. And you might actually want to do this first, because I guess you're either going to fight this end of it or this end of it. There we go. These brakes, you can see, they are not that bad. We didn't need to do this. It's not like this is an inspection. These have plenty of meat on them, but we got a great deal on the PowerStop brakes, and we'll leave a link for the PowerStop brakes we're throwing on here for your 98. This fits 98 to 2002 Accord. We'll leave that in the video description you're watching now, but I mean, they're okay. They probably last another year. That one's thinner than I thought it was on the inside here, so we're going to work on getting this caliper bracket off next. The next thing we want to do is get the caliper bracket bolts out, and they are conveniently 17 millimeters as well. I have a breaker bar here with a 17 millimeter on it, but Jay behind the camera, he very much said he's very smart. He's like, why don't you just use this thing? And I was like, yeah, work smarter, not harder. I didn't even think about it. So we got ourselves an impact, and we're going to go ahead and see. Whoops. We should be able to get it on this one. I'm kind of wondering if we'll be able to get on that top one, but this one shouldn't be a problem. That was actually pretty loose. There we go. And take a little bit of work to get this in here. Actually, not that bad. There we go. We can't recommend these things. I mean, for a shop, probably not what you want, unless you just want a couple cheap ones laying around in case your mechanics drop things all the time and break them. But for DIY, this has actually been pretty solid. With a 4 amp hour battery, it's going to run for you all day long. And if you haven't seen our impact video, I know I mentioned it once already, but we beat the crap out of those things, because I was like, what are you getting price point wise for, I'm just going to use the 17 millimeter on the ratchet here. What are you getting price point wise for, say, 60 bucks off Amazon? Now with the tariffs, it's probably like $75, but that Ioban, we still have it for a reason. I mean, it's a pretty solid impact, and we beat the crap out of it to see if it would catch on fire, basically. And it's been really solid. Here's our caliper brackets, and those are nice, and they're not like cracked or broken or ripped. The new PowerStop kit does come with these. I can't remember if it comes with these, but I have a habit of, and you know, feel free to destroy me in the comments, but I have a habit of leaving these on, because the new ones, they just never seem to work as well as the old ones. But we're going to grease those up and end up reusing them. But the next step here, there should be actual screws in here that we would need to get an impact screwdriver, but there's no screws in here, so we're just gonna wiggle that off. Here's our nice new shiny rotors, and we already sprayed them with brake cleaner. Make sure you get some brake cleaner. Make sure you get some catch tray action here. There's too many chemicals in the water already. We don't need any more, but we'll throw the caliper bracket back on. And I did put some anti-seize. If you don't have some of this stuff and you're going to do any amount of DIY work, definitely recommend it. You can find all this stuff in the video description too. If you don't have any, you can go on to Amazon and grab some. They'll ship it right to your door. Blah, blah, blah. Getting this first bolt is always the hardest. Now, I do not recall the torque spec on these, but we will look that up, throw it on the screen. And if you're still watching at this point, we appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and congrats on saving yourself some money, because honestly, you've already done the hardest part, which is taking this apart. We'll just torque these down, and we'll find the torque spec. We have a torque wrench right off camera. We'll use that next. Big shout out to Harbor Freight for sending over our Icon torque wrench. I really like this thing because it's not digital. It's an old school manual one. It's got a little dial on the side, and we just dial it into 80 foot-pounds, slap that on there to protect it from moving, and it's got a little flexi head, so kind of cool to see the money they've put and invested into the Icon brand. 80 foot-pounds for our bracket bolts here, and I'm just going to do this. I was going to say we'll just crank them down to 200 foot-pounds, but please don't do that. That's my joke. Do not crank them down to 200 foot-pounds and then complain to us that you broke something. You stripped the bolt or broke something. 80 foot-pounds. There we go. Two things we need to do from here. We need to push the caliper piston back in, and then we need to grab the new brakes and get them sitting in here. And let's grab the brakes, and we'll do both of those right now. You can clearly see how much thicker the new PowerStop brake pads are versus the old ones. And these are carbon fiber infused. They're not fully carbon fiber. You're not buying like a $5,000 set of brakes here, but they are ceramic brakes with carbon fiber infused in them, so they're actually very clean. Very, very minimal brake dust, and I've used them on my CRV, and I haven't driven that thing like a race car or anything, but they have lasted several years now. Very, very good. Very, very little brake dust, if any at all. But looking at your old brakes, you're looking at this. This is like, what is this thing? This is actually the not the anti-rattle. This is the squeal. When you get low brake pads, this will actually touch the rotor. If you imagine it's there, you hit the brakes, it'll touch the rotor, and you hear that people hitting their brakes. That's telling you it's about time to replace your pads and or do a brake job kind of thing. All that to say, we want to put these on, and we have PowerStop synthetic brake component lubricant, blah, blah, blah. It's like a higher performance version of this, so we're going to crack this open and put this on here and then install the brake pads. Real quick, just wanted to mention, as we start pushing brake fluid back up into the system through the ABS system and into the reservoir ultimately, you want to make sure you take that lid off in case it starts coming out, so you can spot check so you don't end up having brake fluid all over the place in the engine compartment. Quick pro tip here, we just put a lug nut on here, and it's not super torqued down or anything, but because those screws were not in the rotor, we wanted to keep this as tight as possible so the brake pads sit correctly. So we just put that on there temporarily just to help keep this in check, like almost like you have the wheel on. Taking a look at this before we actually push this piston back in, we want to make sure we don't see anything wet, like that boot isn't ripped or torn. And it'll be kind of obvious because you imagine when you stand on your brakes in like an emergency stop situation, you're putting a ton of pressure. I've heard something like 30,000 PSI, or I don't even know if that number's right, but a ton of pressure on this. So if you have any chance of leaking, it's going to start leaking right here. If you see any wetness, you probably want to stop and do a very, very close inspection, just because it's probably leaking and you probably need to replace the caliper. Thankfully, we don't need to do that in this situation. So I have the old brake pad here. Then we have this tool. If you don't have one of these, we'll leave a link for this in the video description, but it's a very, very solid. It's called billet tools, really, really thick. And we went out and bought this one because I managed to break I think 2 of them. I cracked the handle on 2 of them, but you need to do this because, let me just get this tight. There we go. You need to do this because not only are the pads thicker, but the rotor has more metal on it, so you need to accommodate all of that. And this should feel like a very smooth, and at some point it'll just bottom out, just like that. You don't have to go too tight with it. Get that loosened up. And there we go. And that's why you saw earlier in the video we took the cap off, because we just pushed all of the fluid back up into the reservoir. So we'll see if this goes on. Yeah, like butter. Perfect. And make sure you make sure this goes back correctly and it's not squished. And we'll grab our pins. These pins have a ton of grease on them, so we're not going to grease them. And it looks like they actually have some mulch on them too. So let us clean these off and then we'll get them installed. We're back to our 3/8 drive ratchet with our 17 millimeter. And these are 16 foot-pounds, if memory serves correct. We do not have a torque wrench that'll go down to 16 foot-pounds, so we're going to torque them down to the torque spec of tight. But if you have a torque wrench that'll get you down to 16 foot-pounds, go ahead and put 16 on there. And what you want to see, let's just do the check. That's exactly what you want to see. So just to recap, you've properly greased those pins and bolts, those bolt pins, sliders, so to speak, and your new brakes and rotor are on. I'm going to take this off of here, and we should have a pretty smooth experience. Like, you'll hear a little bit of drag just from them randomly touching. You can see where they're starting to touch the rotor surface there. But overall, if you can't do that and you can't slide like that, then you need to stop and take it back apart, because something's not happy and something didn't go together correctly. Remember, as you drive down the road and you hit the brakes, this is going to move, and then when you let off, it's going to move again, so that you're not constantly dragging those brakes and cooking not only the pads but the surface of the rotor. If you get a stuck caliper, that's exactly what will happen, and you'll fry your brakes in a matter of like 5 or 10 miles. Let us get the wheel put on here, and then we're going to tackle the other side next. Now that we have the wheel back on, we just want to go ahead and crank these down, just go in a big old circle and torque them down as much as you can get them. Absolutely 100% do not do what I just said. We have our eye open back, and we have a torque stick, which this one is kind of hard to read and it's upside down, but it says 80 foot-pounds on here. So it'll only let 80 foot-pounds get to the lug nut. And on a 4-bolt pattern, it's been quite a while since I've done a 4-bolt, but you just want to go ahead and do a cross pattern. So like that, and then like that, blah, blah, blah. With that, we're going to jump to the other side, and we're not going to show you every step of the way because it's basically rinse and repeat. We're going to show you any oddities, anything weird we find on the other side. We'll definitely show you what's going on there, but otherwise we'll come back to you next to wrap up the video. All right, we have the passenger side done here. I'm shining my flashlight on the rotor there. You can see we got a little excited and we slapped it all together really quick. Now that we have the brakes 100% done, the car's back together, it's off the jack stands and whatnot, we wanted to talk about 2 important things. Number one, very critical, before you move this thing, set your parking brake, fire up the car, and then hit that brake pedal and pump it, because that thing's going to go to the floor. And for all you DIYers that know the drill here, please bear with us. If you've never done a brake job like this before, that brake pedal is going to go to the floor, and you're going to have to repressurize those calipers and push them out against those brake pads that you saw in the video. So make sure you hit the pedal. We were kind of surprised. It took us, I don't know, 5-7 pedal pushes like to the floor to get this to actually repressurize the front brake system. But we're spending this much time on it because if you don't do that and you just go hop in this thing and throw it in drive or reverse, you're going to go through that fence, or you're going to go into your neighbor's backyard there, because your car will not stop. So make sure you pump up those brakes with the engine running and the actual parking brake on before you move the vehicle. Now that you've done that and you're ready to go, you have to do one more thing, and this is very important. There's actually a break-in and like an actual heat treat and a set procedure for these brakes. You need to get these things hot, like pretty darn hot. And what I mean is, you'll see we have a screenshot of this. We'll throw it up on the screen on one side or the other, but you need to do 5 decelerations from 40 miles an hour down to 10 miles an hour. then you need to actually do a little bit slower speed of 35 down to 5. And so you're going to do a pretty good job hammering on these brakes, but what you're doing is heating the surface of the rotor and the brake pads up, and we actually haven't done that yet in the Accord. We're going to go do that right now. But we just wanted to call that out before you actually start driving around on these brakes, otherwise they won't give you optimal performance. So what I forgot to mention was the 5-minute cooling. So 40 to 10 5 times, 35 to 5 5 times, and then from there just let them cool. Try not to stop if you can help it at all. Just let them drive with that like little brake usage. We're going to jump in the car and do that now and set our brakes, and then we'll be back to wrap up the video. I did want to show you the actual heat on these rotors. Let me grab them and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is the driver's side. Let me come out in the sunlight here and we'll show you. Driver's side and passenger side. And you might not be able to see it that well, but this passenger side is definitely cooked a little bit more, especially right in the center here. You can see how dark it is, like dark brown. This one's kind of, the driver's side's kind of like that, but this one, I almost wonder if that caliper is starting to hang up a little bit. I hope not, but definitely these are things to watch for as you do your brake job. Now that you've given your Accord the PowerStop upgrade it deserved, you too can be a certified fresh vintage mechanic, and we appreciate you watching. If you like classic cars and muscle cars, if you like keeping your car certified fresh vintage your channel. Hey, wait, before we go, we have a ton more videos. We've done everything from radiators to, we actually did a special tool for the timing belt job for a harmonic balancer to get off of this thing. Ton of videos on this guy. We'll leave links for all those videos in the description of the one you're watching now. With that, we appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.